Do I have grow wins cap not have the mutex? That's spicy. This may be reasonable. Like if you're editing this, you've got to have the mutex. Like, yeah, that's maybe actually reasonable. Like grow wins cap is just a function that edits the arrays or the structure. And if you're editing the arrays or the structure, you need the mutex. Like it's on you to have the mutex if you're doing that. Well, I'll need that here. What is this even for? This is no X window. Yeah, that's relatively rare. That's fine. Do I keep the whole thing? Surely not. The problem is if we have multiple video processing threads, it's going to be a problem. I don't think this needs to be atomic. I think we're just going to wrap the whole thing in a mutex. Like so. All right. I think that's good enough. And we can get rid of the atomic here, and this can just go back to being plus plus. And now the whole thing's wrapped in the mutex, so we're good. As much as I dislike it. It's fine. Okay, so now we need to find more instances of tags. Here's one. Yeah, I think this is pretty straightforwardly a mutex lock. X context window state mutex. And we'll just unlock it down here, I guess. There's no early returns. Nope. That seems pretty straightforward. What is this doing? This is pix maps. We probably need to lock on that as well, to be frank. To be Frank, Dick, and Harry, as it were. This is circulate. Yeah, probably. Oh, we could just take it for the whole thing. That's interesting. Because that's kind of what we're doing, right? Oh, not really. Yeah, we kind of are. No, now that I look at it more closely, I think that would be an appropriate place to do it. I don't think that'd be right. Yeah, fine. What's actually the problem here? The problem is if we have multiple. So the thing we're protecting is the resizing of the array, really. That's what we're protecting. If multiple threads can edit that array, we're protecting the resizing of it. That can only happen if we have multiple video processing threads, because the video processing threads are the only one that can resize it. Which is maybe true. I don't know. Does it make sense? Whatever. And we'll just break that here. That means I'm gonna have to find that other tags instance. Yeah, when does this happen? Just at the beginning? Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. I don't like mutexes. So strictly we should be finding, okay, that's fine. We should be finding like wins as well. Because we want to make sure that it, we want to make sure that it doesn't resize. I think the only reasonable way to do this is have each thread have their own series of windows. I don't think it's reasonable to try to coordinate them all centrally, because every time you read, you need to make sure that they're not being resized, and making sure that they're not being resized means every time you read, you need to grab a mutex. At which point, why are you doing this in parallel? If you need every thread to have the mutex when it's doing its work, what's the point? So I think the only sensible way to handle this is, if we have multiple threads, to just distribute them with their own X11 contexts, really. Yeah, because if we have multiple threads, the same problem is going to happen with the X11 connection. Yeah, no, I don't think this is the way to do this. So let's find all instances where we did this. Let's find all of these. So no, we're just going to presume it doesn't resize. It cannot resize. This is illegal. I have forbidden this bug by law. So if it can't resize, are we good here? We need it for this. Do we need it for this? Whoops. Maybe not. We maybe only need it for this if it can't resize. Wait, but if no other thread can resize it. No, but other threads might be reading. Yeah, that's the problem. If we're editing it, if we're writing, if we're changing the size, we need to lock the mutex, because other threads, when reading it, they can't assume that it can't be resized. Only our thread can assume that. So if we're changing the size of it, we need to do this. I think the rest of this is fine. In fact, we can maybe unlock the mutex here, because if nothing can change the size of it, I think that's true. I think we can unlock it here if nothing can change the size of it. And then it's only when we change the size of it here that we need to do the lock and unlock. And we'll get rid of the free mutex. And this is just return. Is this not return? Okay, so we'll do that. We don't need this though. Okay, that seems fine. Okay, so is this changing the size? No. Does this invalidate the old one? I don't think so. I think this just makes a new one, right? The old one gets invalidated automatically. I'm pretty sure. And also, I don't think any other thread needs this. The only reason we're doing this is because, yeah, I think a circulate event invalidates the window. Does it invalidate the pix map? I'm not sure. But I don't think we need this. I don't think any other thread can make use of that pix map information anyway. It's possibly just the tags. I think it's just the tags and the number of them that we need to protect with this mutex. I don't think anything else needs to be protected. We're not changing the number of anything. The destroy is interesting. Do I need to protect this? I think no. I think no, and I think the way that... Let me think about this. Where do I want this mutex to live? Because I'm thinking about adding another mutex to this. Because this is something that does need to be synchronized. And on destroy and... Is it map or creates? On destroy and create events, I want to edit this. Do I want to have another mutex here, or do I want to piggyback off the window state mutex? And an interesting question is, do I just put the information I'm after in here? Because here we've got the video preview, which is really not, like, it's really not part of the X11 context. It's really part of the UI state. That's really what this is for. But it's in the X11 context. Is that a good place for it to live? I don't know. But I think what I might do is, for now, we might go titles. We might get rid of this. Even though it is UI state, we might get rid of that. I don't know if that's a good idea. But what we'll have to do is we'll have to make sure we free the title in the destroy, and we'll have to make sure that in the no, if you know, you know, you know? If it's a showable window, we'll need to grab its title. I think I'm going to take a bit of a break here and come back to this in a moment. So, yeah, I'll take a small break.